Well, while some are cheering the charges brought against the 6 officers, some critics say the prosecutor has overcharged and may ultimately lose credibility with the jury, making it harder to get any kind of conviction. Charles Krauthammer saying it seems like, quote, appeasement of the mob. So what is the path forward here? Robert Bianchi is a criminal defense attorney and a former prosecutor. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
So you say 2 things strengthen the prosecution's case. 1, the fact that he wasn't belted in the back, and 2, he wasn't given prompt medical attention.
Yeah, we have said this from the beginning, or I have said it from the beginning as a former head county prosecutor. That's something that the prosecutor is going to specifically look at in terms of not intention or purpose to kill, but whether it rose to the level of recklessness. That said, a very hard road for the prosecutor to go forward on, because we still don't know. And from her press conference yesterday, it appeared as if she doesn't know. And prosecutors don't want to try cases when they don't know answers to questions.
Yeah, some of the things that she said, we don't know when it happened, we don't know how it happened, we don't know why it happened, we don't really know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a realm. I thought this investigation went far too quickly. I've been involved in fatalities for police officers and in custody deaths. They take months of very careful attention. You don't go forward with charges like this. You want to impanel the grand jury and have the power of subpoena, the power to compel witnesses to come in. Why this was done after 19 days and only just getting the pathologist report and the autopsy report, which wasn't very clear or specific, and not going to another expert to do redundancy and checks and balances, way too fast, and to me, very political.
Yeah, speaking of the politics, obviously a lot of the protests are revolving around race. But out of the 6 officers who are being charged here, 3 of them are black. And in fact, the one facing the toughest charges, the driver who's being accused of the highest charges, is black. Does that change the dynamic at all?
Listen, there's always a tension in the communities, or in these communities where there's high crime, and police officers that are aggressively trying to interdict in order to make the community safe. And we have found that although police officers and more diversity has occurred in police departments, that in the end it's looked at as the community versus the officers, regardless of they're black or white. So that old argument that we need more diversity doesn't seem to really be effective. It's us versus them, and that's unfortunate. These cops are put in a very, very difficult position to go in high crime areas, high drug areas, gang areas, to keep the community safe. And when they do, and sometimes, you know, we're not dealing with choir people in these scenarios. There are people that do all sorts of things that are dangerous to the community and to the police officers, and when they take action, then they're critiqued. I think they got a very tough job, and I think the press conference the prosecutor did yesterday put all cops on the crucible in this entire country by tying this into narratives with other cases where the cops were shown to have acted correctly.
Yeah, the idea of lumping all of these cases together, each one of them is very unique. Each one has its own set of circumstances, and also each one, we still don't know all the facts in any of them, and lumping them together does just make all police seem bad. But now, the police, though, on the other hand, sometimes they're admitting now they do things with kind of a wink and a nod that aren't quite policy. For example, it is the policy that you belt the suspect in the back. But what we've had police officers telling Fox anonymously is that if a suspect gives them a hard time during the arrest, they will sometimes punish them by giving them what's known as a rough ride.
Well, listen, that is a completely inappropriate practice, and had that been proved, I'm sure that these charges would not have been reckless charges or depravity of heart. They would have been actual murder charges. That is a small segment of kinds of cases that go on. But what is also true, and I've been at the scene as an EMT many times, people feigning illnesses repeatedly with police officers. Is a game that career criminals play who are resisting or even passively resisting the police officers, where they go into the scenario where they're having a medical issue. But a lot of times they're a danger to the police officer when they're acting out. A very significant fact in this case is the officer pulled over to put foot shackles on, which says to me that there was something going on in the back of that van where he felt for the safety of the prisoner, he needed to put the shackles on. But if they're going to be involved in an environment where they're going to be spit on or they're going to be assaulted, well, they may bend a policy for officer safety, which is also a policy, and not put the person in that belted scenario because they're putting themselves at risk. We have to look at the practicality of what these officers are facing every day.
Yeah, every day. All right, Robert Bianchi, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Eric?